John Gill, Haggai, chapter 2, verse 16. Scripture quote, "Since those days were," unquote, John Gill, "from the time the foundation of the temple was laid until the time they began their work again, which was a space of about 15 or 16 years," unquote. Scripture quote, "When one came to a heap of 20 measures, they were but 10, unquote, John Gill. "When the husband, having gathered in his corn, and who was generally a good judge of what it would yield, came to a heap of it on his corn floor, either of sheaves not threshed, or grain not windled, and expected it would have produced at least 20 measures, sheaves, or bushels. Afterwards it was threshed and windled, in this case very great disappointment. He had but 10 out of it. There were so much straw and chaff, and so little grain. So when he came to a heap of grain, wheat or barley, in his granary, where he thought he should have 20 bushels of it, but when he had measured it, proved but 10, being either stolen by thieves or eaten by vermins, rather the latter." Scripture quote, "When one came to the wine vat for to draw out 50 vessels out of the press, there were but 20, unquote. But the quantity of grapes which he put into the press to trend and squeeze, he expected to have had 50 measures, or baths, or hogsheads of wine, but instead of that, had but 20. The bunches were so thin, or the berries so bad, there was a greater decrease in deficiency in the wine than in the grain." End of John Gill's Haggai 2, verse 16.